That little youngin' up to something, he gon' roll when it's right. Ain't no question they gon' make him take a soul in the night. Once he ran from automatics, he done chose.
For sure, for sure. And so you kind of dibbling dabbling into the streets at this point.
Yeah.
What were some of the things that you were doing?
It was only, my thing with this, man, is that in the streets, when I started off, it was, I started selling heroin in the streets at first, right? And because like I say, and I always say this, man, that once my mother left, you know, the streets became my mother and my father.
Damn.
So I took to the streets and I started to look up to the role models in the streets, which was, like I said, was the hustlers.
Right.
So they gave me the game on how to cap heroin.
Damn. So like, cause that's a big game that you're going into.
Yeah.
Starting off.
Yeah.
Like how was you feeling doing that? Were you nervous or were you like, this may be too much? Was there any thought of that?
No, I mean, it felt natural to me because at the time, like I said, with the loss of her, right, you know, everything else was secondary.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? After losing her, I felt like it was no other feeling in the world that could compare to that. Not even if I got caught.
For sure.
You know.
For sure. So after this, how long did you actually sell heroin?
I think I probably sold heroin probably 2 or 3 years.
Okay, that's a pretty long time though.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, so like I know you had the situation with the jewelry stores.
Yeah.
When did that start happening?
When I became impatient with heroin because the money wasn't coming fast enough.
Yeah.
So I locked in with a group of guys out the South, you know, and they gave me the game on as far as with the jewelry stores. And first we started, I would never take anything less than a Rolex watch.
Man.
You know, I would always, that was my first dealing in jewelry stores, right? We would go to the jewelry store, try the Rolex watch on, and blast out the door, you know. And I had a fence that I used to take the Rolex watches to, would give me 10 racks off the rip.
For one watch?
Yes.
Okay, okay, for sure. Damn, that's a lot of money, especially around that time.
Yeah.
So you're getting 10 racks a watch off around that time.
Yeah.
When did you actually get caught for like the aggravated robberies?
I didn't actually get caught. We got away with the robberies.
Okay.
But it was one guy, you know, that went outside of what we had going on and tried to sell one of the Rolex watches to a pawn shop.
Mm.
And not knowing that the Rolex watches have serial numbers on it. So the pawn shop owner contacted the police department and they traced the watch back to the jewelry store that was robbed, and they picked him up.
Because when you go to the pawn shop, you have to fill out your information. The pawn, okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So, did he end up telling on the entire ring, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was still in school.
In high school.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they picked me up from the school.
So you're around what, 16, 17?
Yeah.
Okay. So they pick you up from school.
Yeah.
What's next?
They picked me up from school. I wasn't old enough to go to jail.
Right.
So they took me to detention center off of Harry Hines.
Okay. How long did you spend in there?
I stayed in there until I was at the age of 17.
17. Okay. So from 17, did you have to go to a court?
Yeah, I was going to court proceedings from there, because what they did was they certified me as an adult, but I couldn't go to the adult system because I was 16.
Wow. So why did they charge you as an adult at 16 though? What was?
Because of the crime, because like I said, we was already in a ring, and we had been doing it for a long time.
Okay.
So the robbery division was already trying to catch us.
Okay.
But they just didn't have no identity on us. And when he got caught with the Rolex watch, he gave, our identity up.
Okay.
You know.
And that's pretty much like an organized crime at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. For sure. So 17, you get put on probation.
Yeah, I got an 8-year probation for it.
Okay, so how are you acting, or how are you moving at this point on probation?
Oh, I had no respect or no regards for law enforcement. So I did like any other street hustler. I ignored the punishment and the penalty for what I did. I ignored it. So I wasn't reporting, wasn't paying. As soon as they gave me an 8-year probation, I walked out of the courtroom, signed the papers, and they never saw me again.
Damn. So day to day at this point, were you back hustling, back doing the jury?
I was back hustling the day I left.
The day you left?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so 17, you're on probation, you're not going to any of the meetings or anything like that?
None of that.
What's the next run-in with the police?
Well, the next run-in with the police was, of course, like I say, I was still putting work in. With it went from running out of jewelry stores to robbing jewelry stores, the whole jewelry store now.
Damn.
And that was my next run-in with law enforcement, because I was charged with 13 aggravated robberies.
Okay. Damn. Okay, so you got charged. How old are you around this time?
I have to be about 18.
The next year?
Yeah.
The following year. Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
So I do want to ask you this though. Like, do you think, or do you wish you would have got caught on your first offense?
Well, you got to remember this. Like I said, man, it probably wouldn't have mattered. You know, because at the time I was doing what I was doing, I was already emotionally shook due to the fact because my mother got killed. Not to say that that's an excuse for what I did, but a big part of me was missing.
Right.
So it probably wouldn't have mattered, due to the fact that that had happened so early on in my life. Maybe if I was an adult already and that happened, I could have dealt with it. But being as a child raised up to have that happen to you, because when we growing up as children in the world, we do things for the mother more than we would do for the father.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Excuse me. So at 18, you got hit with 13 aggravated robberies. Did you go to court for this at this point?
Yeah, I was held in the county jail until I went to jury trial.
Okay, so now you're at jury trial. And they're telling you this when you get 25 to life?
Well, they offered me 35 years, and I turned it down.
Okay.
Because you got to remember I had just got released. So in my mind, well, I don't want to take no time and be locked up.
Right.
And plus, when you're in that position, right, and you got to remember that I've never been to the county jail. So it's the guys now that's older than me, and they instructed me, man, take it to jury trial, take the jury trial. So that's what I did.
Right. Okay, for sure. So you took the jury trial, 25 to life. You immediately transferred to prison at this point?
Well, after I was found guilty, and you got to remember I ignored the 35 years.
Right.
So at the sentencing phase, they read the charges off, and the DA recommend that they give me a life sentence.
Damn. So what's going through your mind at this point when you hear life sentence at this age?
Everything is numb, man.
Damn.
Everything is numb. It's nothing going through my mind. It's just the point that I know at some time and point that I'm gonna get some time. I just didn't know how much time it was gonna be.
Right. Right. Okay. So at some point later on, you land on Beto unit.
Yeah.
What was that like? What was that experience like?
I want to say, man, it was different. It was like no other. Put it like that. Getting on the Beto 1 unit, man, and everything was moving fast at a violent rate. Put it like that. Even though I was in the streets doing what I was doing, but I never ever seen violence like that before, close up.
Right. So like, how do you think that affected you seeing something like that?
Well, it just made me realize that if I ever wanted to get out alive, right, I have to block a lot of things out.
Right.
And understand that I'm not free anymore. I'm in another world.
Right.
So in other words, you can't come in here with the identity you had in society, which was you carry a gun and you can protect yourself from a physical standpoint. You know, in other words, that you can fight.
Right.
Because when I got there, it didn't matter if you was real or you wasn't real, right? What mattered is that you would kill or either be killed.
Damn.
That little youngin' up to something, he gon' roll when it's right. Ain't no question they gon' make him take a soul in the night. Once he ran from automatics, he done chose not to fight. We gon'